4 o'clock this afternoon, President Biden's going to hold his first press conference in a long time following months of dodging the press like this.
May God protect our troops. Thank you all so very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time and effort. I'll have plenty of time to talk to you later. Thank you. Thank you.
And other leaders. When will you answer our questions, sir?
Images of the children in the border facilities. Are you going to visit the border, Mr. President?
Thank you very much.
Ready for the press conference tomorrow, sir.
Yeah, well, today he can't do that. As tomorrow marks 1 year since his inauguration, recent polls show his approval rating at a dismal 33%. Here with the reaction, America's Newsroom co-anchor and the co-host of The Five, Dana Perino. Dana, good morning.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
You know, it's good to have you as well. You know, his poll numbers are terrible right now. And the old expression goes, you know, when you find yourself at the bottom of a hole, stop digging. How are they going to dig out of this thing?
I think that one of the things that they're looking to do, especially trying to peg this press conference to the 1 year anniversary, is I don't think they have a lot of news to announce, right? Because for the last several months, they've had a pretty tough go of it. COVID looms large. The supply chain and the economy and inflation continue to eat into people's budgets. Energy prices, despite some fledgling attempts, right, to release oil from the SPR, gas prices are down a little bit, but not enough. And one of the things you see in all of these polls, Steve, is that people are saying that they do not believe the White House is focused on the things that they care about. The president has chosen to choose fights that he can't win, right? He's waging battles that he's never going to be able to secure. And one of those was on Build Back Better, the other on voting rights. I do think you'll see a chance for him to say, look, I had a lot of accomplishments in my first year. I just didn't do a good enough job selling them. And he will try to do that today. But he's going to have to take a lot of questions from the press. Well, hopefully he'll take a lot of questions from the press. There's a lot of pent-up demand from the reporters. And he's starting to see even the mainstream media looking at his presidency and starting to question the competence of the administration, and they're looking at the numbers. They can read them as well as anybody else. And now you also start to see, Steve, the issue of crime, something we've covered extensively, is now ending up leading some of the other morning newscasts as well.
Well, and when you know, he was elected by saying, you know, Donald Trump screwed up COVID. I'm going to do a better job. You know, fast forward a year, we are still in the grips of this thing. And then you've got inflation. You know, he was surprised to learn from his neighbor in the sunroom a couple of weekends ago, hamburgers, $6 a pound. He's got no idea how it's impacting the average American with these bread and butter issues, or, you know, crime, to your point, which was our lead story and your lead story yesterday as well. But the problem is when he's asked about things like that, it's never his. Don't blame him. It's not my fault. Blame Trump. Blame Congress. Blame everybody except him.
You know, the idea that when he'll say, I didn't sell my accomplishments enough. You've heard Nancy Pelosi telling this to Democrats on a conference call. It reminds me of people when they go in for their annual review or they go in for an interview for a job, and they'll say, what is your greatest weakness? And they'll say, well, I just care too much. And then you think, no, there's actually some weaknesses here that we need to deal with. I think the polls are in a trajectory where you could imagine that there could be a significant change, either in policy or in personnel. That's not going to be announced today, but they are going to lose those votes in the Senate today to change up the filibuster, and then it will be time for a reset. Maybe they break up the Build Back Better Act, you know, break that up and see if they can get some of those smaller pieces through. Right now, I think it's hard to imagine, and he is looking at historic losses. Now, let me tell you one thing. If he loses the majority, his very slim majority in the midterms, that might be quite liberating for the president, right? Because up to now, he's allowed himself to be defined by the left, placated the left. But if they lose their majorities, they won't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. But we've heard from Republicans already, if they win the majority in the House, they're going to start launching all sorts of investigations into COVID and all that other stuff. So Katie barred the door. Dana, coming up in 22 minutes, you and Bill Hemmer are going to take over from our world headquarters.
Do you know who we're going to get to talk to right off the top? This guy, we call him our very own Peter Doocy. So he's going to set up the day for us.
We used to call him the same thing in our house.
Our very own Peter Doocy. And then Senator Mike Lee will be here as well. We're going to have an update on crime. Trey Gowdy will join us on the big picture. Then Senator Rob Portman, he's just back from Ukraine. He met with President Zelensky there. He will be meeting with the president this morning. We'll have the first chance to talk to him after that.
All right, Dana, we'll be watching. Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.